What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another unexpected video, and this one is all about Kylen and Jason. But before we continue, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel. Now, when it comes to Kylen and Jason, this is a couple that we have seen throughout the season do some very, my apologies, not couple. We have noticed and we have seen Jason treat Kylen in a very unnecessary way. He has mentally taken advantage of this young lady. It has become quite revolting from the very jump. Not only has he mentally taken advantage of her, but at the same time, he has also deprived her own parents from really having any say when it comes to their own grandchild, because, well, Jason just has to be in control because he's a control freak, a narcissist, amongst other things. But whilst I was doing some research to see what the hell was happening in this moment in time, I came across an article that explains a thread that is currently happening on Reddit right now, where people are asking the question of, can the police get involved in some form of way? Now, here's the thread itself in particular that starts off with the subtitle, "Can anyone help?" ? And that is a brilliant question. Kylen has claimed that she loves Jason and is constantly blocking anyone who has anything negative to say. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I wouldn't go as far as saying that she claimed. I do believe that she does love him because, well, he has mentally damaged her to believe that. So to be honest with you, she's always going to have that feeling of loving him because of the amount of mental damage he has done towards her, which is so sad because at the end of the day, this is a girl that was only 17 when she started the show. And I would like to think that she's probably around about 18 now anyway. And to think that all the damage that he's doing to her and the damage he's probably going to do to his own child as well is just going to be surreal. But anyway, let's proceed. Some people are just generally concerned for her well-being. A Reddit thread was started asking if there is any way the state could step in based on the fact that she was 17 when the show aired. Keep in mind that she might be 18 by now, so there is very little anyone can do. Does anyone know if the state can step in, or why they haven't? In my state, they say there's a DV case, the state will step in and press charges. Doesn't matter if the victim wants to press charges or not, the thread started. Now, with that being said, someone then decided to step in and given a response where they came out by saying, DCS social work here. So to start, we don't know that CPS is not involved, either investigating or offering services to the family. That is all confidential information. So without one of them or a close family member telling the world about it, we wouldn't know. They also added that someone would actually have to report a problem for something to happen. Some added that they would be shocked if CPS was not already involved. It is actually really complex, though everyone wants Kylen and Xavier to be safe. That's not too much to ask. Now, this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of the police getting involved, the matter of fact is, though, because Jason hasn't done any physical harm towards Kylen, it is hard for them to really step in based on the fact that on the TV show, all we have witnessed is him mentally abuse her rather than physically abuse her. And in fact, not only has he mentally abused her, but it's not like he's actually threatened to put hands on her. Now, even though, let's just bear this in mind for the people that don't know, prior to the show starting, there was already concerns around Jason because on his TikTok, or one of the TikToks, it was seen that there was holes in the wall where a lot of people did speculate that maybe these walls may have been caused by Jason due to his anger problem, because clearly when we watch him on the screen, he definitely has some sort of anger situation going on. So therefore, a lot of people do believe that those holes in the walls that look like they may have been done by potentially someone punching them or maybe in another way can only bring us to assume that Jason was the one behind it. But either way, though, Kylen has never come out to say that what happened there was due to Jason doing it. Jason's never necessarily come out to say that per se. So at the end of the day, there is very, very little information that the police could even go by, even if they were to step in and to press charges themselves. But again, just like somebody already said, that the fact that she's now 18 as well, kind of just, it definitely makes things a whole lot more harder. Now, disclaimer, I should have said this beforehand, but sadly, for anyone who's been through this, they will know exactly how the process works. And to be honest with you, when it comes to trying to report someone for mental rather than physical abuse, it's always going to be a very challenging thing, a very hard thing to do. And to be honest with you, you will need a lot of evidence behind you as well. The sad thing is there is no evidence behind Jason actually doing anything, physical towards her, or even verbally abusing her by threatening her with physical violence neither. So therefore, Kylen's pretty much stuck with Jason until she's ready to wake up and say, hey, do you know what? This guy ain't shit. This guy has literally been taking over my life. But let's look at it this way. Throughout this season, we have experienced seeing Jason stopping Kylen's parents from being there for the birth of their grandchild, which I can understand to a certain degree because only one person's allowed in there, give or take. But the problem was that he didn't even want them to even be there. He didn't want them to even be there in terms of seeing the baby straight away. Their parents had to wait. And to be fair, throughout the season, we see him really getting into Kylen's head, so therefore she can really pull away and neglect her parents. So therefore she's all with him all the time and always on his side and always doing what he wants. And in reality, he just wants the child to be his and only his, because arguably some of the things he was saying throughout the season indicated as if he only cared about his son being born, but never really cared about the well-being of Kylen. I mean, listen, when it came to the day of her actually giving birth, the way he treated her was absolutely abysmal, and it showed evidently that he didn't give a two shits about her and about her health and about the fact that she was going through excruciating pain. All he cared about was about how that baby was going to be born. And to be honest with you, even though he showed such love and care for Xavier, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be a great father, because to be honest with you, I can only imagine if Xavier doesn't do certain things that daddy wants him to do, who knows what lengths Jason could really go to. But the sad truth is, ladies and gentlemen, I could sit here for as long as I want, talking about the possibilities, talking about how he ain't this, talking about the things that he has done. But the matter of the fact is, nothing about it can be done until Kylen steps up and says, hey, he's been doing this to me. Or if someone around them, whether it be a family member or a friend, sees certain things and they're able to record it for evidence, and then they were able to bring it to the authorities and say, hey, But here's the thing though, despite the fact that nothing can be done, sadly so, until Kylen actually makes steps herself or someone else, the saddest thing is that TLC have felt comfortable enough to want to still show this couple on screen. That is definitely the more alarming thing. And the reason why it's more alarming is because, well, TLC are actually in control of what they can show and what they cannot show. And the fact that they continue showing it is very alarming. And the fact that, like, look at it this way, the TV show, no, so the TV network A&E, they had the show Adults Adopting Adults. Now, when they saw a lot of people coming forward and complaining about one of the cast members, they removed that TV show completely. And I can only imagine it was probably because, not because of the way the guy was acting, but maybe someone within the TV licensed network, whatever, said, listen, if you don't remove this, we may have to cut off your network in general, because let's not pretend as if networks can't be cut off. Now, obviously, TLC, my apologies. Now, of course, TLC is a very popular, powerful one, so they have a lot of leeway to get away with a lot of things, sadly so. But it is kind of becoming quite frustrating that we are now witnessing more and more things that arguably can be triggering to a lot of people that are not being removed on screen by TLC, because, hey, they just want the views, they just want the revenue and all that kind of stuff. And I understand it. At the end of the day, in the world that we live in, business is business. And when business is business, feelings are irrelevant. And that is just the sadness of business, I guess. I want to say life, but I'm going to say business, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, though, let me know what you are thinking in the comment section in terms of the show itself in particular, in terms of obviously what has gone on with Jason and Kylen. And trust me when I tell you, I will be back at some point once the season is over, though, with a very in-depth video about Jason's behavior throughout the season. And trust me when I tell you, the video that I'm currently working on, gonna be a long one, believe me. But nonetheless, though, thank you so much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. And like, comment, and I'll see you guys down below. And notification bells on too, yeah, while you subscribe. Peace.